Hi everybody, I'm just getting started. I'm gonna try to work on this front end some more. And with the bearings being here, that's the first step. I'll be able to put my triple trees on, get my bolt that holds it all together mounted, cut, fit, and working. So here you see I've got my triple trees bolted onto my headstock with the all thread. I've got a nut on both ends. And I'll just cut that off with the angle grinder, just a little bit to where the few threads are exposed, which will actually end up hanging out down here. And when I unscrew that, it'll straighten the threads up. And then I have to weld this on this end and fill up that pocket and grind it down and make it smooth and pretty. But the first step is getting this to be the right size, the right length, so that that bolt will work to hold that all together. Yeah. Well, I know you probably can't tell, but it has started raining. There's a little look at the wetness. And it's not a heavy rain, but it's just enough. I don't want my stuff getting all wet, you know. I don't want my raw frame getting wet and things like that. So I'm forced to move back in here and have to work in a squeeze position. But here is that the bolt for my headstock after I welded it and ground it. And even though it's not perfect, I did that about, I don't know, 8 times trying to fill that little gap. And when I ground it back down, it was always still there. I just couldn't get good penetration down in there for some reason. And I finally said, you know what, that's good enough for now. But anyway, that's the final product. Or not final product, but that's the as-is product. Anyway, alright, back to work. So what else we got to do today? Well guys, I found something you might find of interest. I was just getting ready to look at this front tire because I'm going to need it to put this front end together. And I figure I got the headstock and the triple trees together, which you may be able to see there if the light's not glaring on it too much. Anyway, so what I do, is I got that part done. Now I'll start at the wheel and work my way back up to the triple trees to make sure everything fits properly. And what I found right out the gate was, and I found this very interesting, the bearings that were in the wheel, well, they don't fit. They're not the right size. And I got my calipers out here. I just wanted to see what they are. I know my battery's dead, so it blinks, or it's almost dead. 7.7.753. That's 3/4 of an inch, almost, you know, right at. And these new bearings I just got, by chance I got a set of 4 of them, and they are .625. Well, the axle for this rascal is 5.93. So the new bearings I just got, which are supposed to be 5/8 inside bore, are actually too big too. But I found this, the all thread I was using for the headstock is .595. I gotta get a new battery for that. That's annoying. And the bearing being 6 1/4. Well, six and a quarter is 5/8. The shaft was, what did we say it was? 5/87. Well, that's like 19/32 or something. And the all thread at 595. See, I got this chart on the back of my caliper box, and it may be blurry to you, but it gives me all the breakdowns. What did I say, 595? That's like 19/32. So none of this stuff is true. But what I'm thinking, short of going to a machine shop and getting an axle custom milled to fit a bearing, or shimming up the bearing. 587. That's just, I'm just wow with this. I think I'm going to use the all thread, just because it'll be a less of a gap. And I'm really surprised I didn't notice any of that with the back one, with the back tire, back wheel. Anyway, I'm just a little miffed by that whole thing. But the all thread seems to be just a hair bigger than the axle. And I've done that before. When I built the scooter, I used all thread. And I'll do it the same way. I'll weld a nut on one end, and that way when I tighten it up, it'll tighten instead of screwing on one end and not the other. And yeah, I'm going to bake it like that. And that'll cut down the gap. You can see how much gap there is. Maybe you can see. It's not much with the all thread in there. Maybe if I point it toward the light. You can see a little bit of light shining through there, but it's a lot less than the axle. The axle has a lot. Look at that. So you see why I'm doing that? Alright, just wanted to share that with you. And we'll carry on. Good looking out. Thumbs up for discovery. Hear those cicadas? Crazy. So, the day has just about got away from me. And I really don't feel like I got a lot done. A lot of it was mental massage. Trying to think of this and think of that. And figure out how exactly I'm going to do this and how exactly I'm going to do that. I did get a couple little things done. You remember the middle triple tree where the springer is going to be the perch, the spring perch? Well, I got these holes drilled out to the right size. I figured out how I'm going to do that. I got this neck relief cut out with a hole saw and then ground. It needs some more massaging because it's not symmetrical. But I have found the way I'm going to do my springs is they're going to go, they'll be on this rod. And this rod will actually slide up and down through the perch. And this rod doesn't have any threads on it. So what I've decided to do, I was going to get some 3/8 inch steel rod and tap it. I run a die down on it and make threads. And I tried to use my little tap and die set to straighten out a bolt, and it is so old and dull, it fought me every little bit. And that already had threads. So I opted to use all thread. This is a 5/16 piece, which slips right inside this piece nicely. And I can expose the threads and it will sandwich it. You know what I mean? And this piece will stay in one place. And the thread will stay in one place. So the all thread will hold it together, but it will slide up and down on the outer smooth port. So that's going to work. I got my front rockers made. Well, not made. I got them cut out. I got the blanks cut out. And I got the measurements for it all figured out. I've got some shoulder bolts for the rockers. Assembly is around here somewhere. Anyway, it's about time to call it a day, man. I'm tired. I'm not getting much done. And it's getting dark. And then every little thing. I just tried to make I'm trying to make a headlight bracket to fit on top of the perch. And I was going to use some square tubing, or as Furtis likes to say, box steel. We get a kick out of that. He's the only one I ever heard say that. And I tried to cut this little piece out. And I was going for a little bit of a... It's the right idea, but it just didn't come out good. I'm going to redo it. But anyway, you can kind of see what I'm doing there. I think I showed you the headlight. I've got it here. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, shiny. Ooh. Okay, well, that's enough for today. I'll see you guys. Thanks for watching. hopefully I can come out in the morning and actually put some of this stuff together. Alright. And yeah, hopefully I'll have a better day. I think I need a good night's sleep. I only got a few hours sleep before I got up and came out here today, and it just, that's how it goes, man. Sometimes it don't work out. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. There'll be more to come. Appreciate you guys. Bye-bye.